Is manifesting a specific person witchcraft? Hey Marvin, here's something interesting. I was talking to someone about manifesting a specific person and she said it's forbidden because it doesn't come from a place of abundance. It's like witchcraft. She described it as an intrusion into another person's energy space, and love is something that should come from a natural place and not by trying to get an SP. I'm curious to know what you think about her words. You are really an intelligent person.
Why, thank you.
I am going to manifest my specific person no matter what. I call on Ares, the god of war, and everyone that has come before him. I will get my specific person back, like Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. I call upon all the dark forces and my ancestors to help me come to fruition to get my specific person. If there is a third party involved, the third party must die. Because I will send all the witches and ghouls to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. Simply put, because no one can resist thriller.
Listen, the truth is no, manifesting a specific person is not witchcraft, in my opinion. However, many of you are approaching manifesting an SP from a position of witchcraft. You think that if somehow you say your SP's name 3 times or say their name long enough, they're gonna appear like Candyman.
Candyman. Candyman.
Some of you think that if somehow you can say all of these incantations about your specific person or just meditate about them all day, every day, that they're gonna come back. But the truth is, ain't none of that gonna work. And for some of you, it can literally turn into a sickness. I mean, Jay-Z said it best.
No Haitian voodoo, no headless chickens can dead as sickness, no Ouija board.
Thank you, Sean Jay-Z Carter, for that lesson. Literally, no Haitian voodoo, no headless chicken is gonna dead this sickness. No Ouija board. A lot of y'all are doing unnecessary stuff sometimes, thinking that that stuff is gonna work, help getting your SP back. I've literally heard stories of people actually trying to do witchcraft and doing things like mixing bodily fluids like somebody's sperm and different things like that, and trying to take pieces of their blood maybe, or doing all this other crazy stuff to try to manifest a specific person, getting candles and all this other stuff involved. And guess what happened? Not a damn thing. And some of you are spending thousands of dollars on witchcraft potentially to try to think that that's gonna work to help get your specific person back, and it don't even work. I'm personally not saying that witchcraft won't ever work, because I'm pretty sure there are stories out there, and I have heard a story or two about some wild type of witchcraft shit that happened to some people, but this has nothing to do with a specific person. This has to do with other stuff in life. But as far as SP stuff, I've never heard of no witchcraft or anything like that actually working to help get somebody back or to put somebody under a spell. So do yourself a favor and save your money. You don't need witchcraft to manifest a specific person back. And sometimes, to be frank, you don't even necessarily need some of these LOA techniques to manifest a specific person back. Manifesting an SP to me is not witchcraft, in my opinion, because I have the belief that we all have free will. So you can sit here and try to repeat affirmations or do visualizations until you're blue in the face. I think it can have an extent somewhat when you talk about things like telepathy, or being on the same frequency and sending a message to somebody like that, or running into somebody, that type of stuff. But I don't think personally that it has an effect to the point to where you're gonna somehow, your words are gonna somehow jump into your specific person's mind, and it's gonna brainwash them, and it's gonna try to control them, and they have no choice now but to get back with you. Manifesting an SP to me does not work like that, and has never worked like that. You are not practicing witchcraft by doing affirmations towards your SP or doing visualizations towards your SP. In my opinion, what you're more so doing a lot of times is just wasting your time, because manifesting an SP back is never about them. It's always about you. Manifesting an SP, in my opinion, a lot of times has to do with taking a natural flow, a natural approach to these manifestation techniques, and not putting so much emphasis on all of these techniques, and not putting so much emphasis on your specific person. Something that Tim always likes to say is that the real SP is you. You are the real SP, which means that you gotta focus on and worry about getting back to yourself. You gotta worry about loving yourself. You gotta worry about worshiping, in a sense, yourself. In a healthy way, of course. I mean in a healthy way when I say all of these things. When I talk about any practices that I talk about, I never mean these practices to be in a hubris angle for any of us, because I don't believe in being hubris when you practice and approach any of these manifestation techniques or life in general. I do agree with this comment from the perspective of a lot of times manifesting an SP does not come from abundance. It comes from lack. And this person, whoever said this to you, it sounds like somebody that potentially has read Florence Scovel Shinn's readings or is familiar with that type of work, because manifesting something and not coming from abundance definitely sounds like something that Florence Scovel Shinn has said in her book. I personally don't think that it's an intrusion on another person's space, because half the time, if not more than half the time, these people can't even feel you energetically. When you guys are affirming all day, every day, a lot of times it returns void, it returns the sender, and these people don't even feel it. The fact that you are saying their name a bunch of times or saying that they're wildly in love with you or that they miss you or that they're gonna text you. Most times people don't feel that. And a big reason why I think people don't feel that is just like I just got done saying, it's not coming from abundance a lot of times. People are trying to manifest the SP from a place of lack. They're not trying to manifest an SP from a place of peace, from a place of healing, from a place of knowing of that everything is gonna be okay. And also I agree with the comment too that love should come from a natural place. And it should not come from a place of trying to get all the time. But this is the big mistake that a lot of people make with their affirmations and their visualizations. They're always constantly trying to get, and suck love out of somebody instead of figuring out how can I give? And that's where true love comes in, because true love is not coming from a place of get, but true love is always about how can I give? What can I give to this person? A lot of people come from this manifestation stuff over an SP, they obsess about it. They overly obsess about it to the point to where it gets them sick. They have anxiety issues. They're in the hospital. I mean, you guys have heard some of my past stories about this stuff happening. So yes, understand, in my opinion, when you're doing these techniques from a place of obsession, when you're doing these techniques from a place of lack, all of that stuff is on two different frequencies. Your frequency is down here if you're trying to manifest the SP from that place of lack and that place of no abundance, like I was mentioning earlier. When you say those affirmations the right way, or when you focus on yourself and put yourself first, focused on healing or doing revision and that type of stuff, because to me, revision is something that a lot of you most likely need, and something that I preach heavily when I work with people one-on-one, as well as Tim. When you get to a place to where you want to do your affirmations and your techniques up here, that will show you tremendous movement. I always encourage people, never do these techniques from a place of lack. Do these techniques from a place of abundance, from a place of peace, from a place of knowing. Because when you continue to do these techniques from a place of lack, your imagination is going to continue to create a reality that is in lack. Because something that I realize is most people don't even really know what imagination creates reality really means, because that can mean two different things. See, a lot of people don't realize that imagination creates reality. How most of you think about it is whatever I think is going to just naturally happen like that. It's going to happen fast, or it's going to happen overnight. And that is one way to think about imagination creates reality. The other way imagination creates reality is a way that I don't even think most people realize that they're doing on a daily basis. Let me give you an example. This is how imagination creates reality in the 3D. You're scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, or whatever social media platform you're on, and you see your specific person liked another girl's post, or you're in their stories and you see your specific person has a picture in their stories looking like they're out at a party with a bunch of people or something like that. What happens next is your imagination begins to create your reality, because now your imagination is telling you,
oh my gosh, they're out with somebody else. Who are they out with? What are they doing? Oh my gosh, I can't believe they like this picture.
now your imagination is going crazy, going down to this dark hole, which then is creating your reality, because now you're going to keep thinking those negative thoughts, which then leads you to act out in a negative way, potentially by either sending them a DM or sending them a text message asking them where are they at, what are they doing. Bottom line, you seeing them on social media caused your imagination to go down a black hole, which then caused you to react in a negative way in the 3D, sending them messages that are very insecure and questioning them, which is going to lead to a bad outcome, as many of us know already. So with this example, you see how in the 3D your imagination just created this terrible reality, because now you acted out off of insecurity and you reached out to your specific person and said, why did you like this girl's pic? Or if you didn't reach out to them, now you're thinking to yourself, now you feel down because you're sitting here worried about, oh, they are at a party and I'm not there. They're probably hooking up. And now you created this reality for you for the rest of the day of potentially just sitting around the house, feeling sad, not doing anything, all because you allowed your imagination to spiral. And then in the 3D, now you are actually living in the 3D currently of what you had an imaginal scene happen in your head. And it didn't even have to go that way. You could have saw those likes on Instagram. You could have saw that picture of them looking like they're out at a party, and your imagination could have went somewhere else completely different, which would have then caused your 3D reality to happen and react in a different way. This example that I just gave you is a perfect example of how in the 3D, our imagination creates our reality all the time. Most people, our imagination does not create our reality the first way that I talked about, where you just think about something and then it happens. Our imaginations don't work that way for most people. Some people, absolutely, it can work that way, and it can work that way pretty damn fast based on the person. But most people, that is not how our imagination is going to create our reality. Our imagination is going to create our reality the second way with this example that I just talked to you about. So you have to be aware of how you are allowing your imagination to create your reality. Because having a negative imagination is going to lead you down the path of a negative reality, because having that negative imagination is what is going to cause you to try to pursue to do witchcraft. Having a negative imagination is what's going to cause you to think that trying to manifest a specific person back is witchcraft. So no, manifesting an SP is not witchcraft. I personally believe that many of you are going about it in the wrong way, which is why it can feel like witchcraft or sound like witchcraft when you're explaining it to somebody else. I assure you, when Tim and I work with people, it is not witchcraft. The environment is not witchcraft. We help you guys focus on yourself and realizing that you are the SP, that you are the one that needs to return home. It's not your SP that needs to return home. It's you need to realize you need to return home, that you are the priority, that you are amazing, that you are needed, wanted, valued, and loved. We have so much movement. We have so much fun. The stories are amazing. We literally just the other day had somebody tell us that their SP has broken up with their boyfriend, which was crazy because of the amount of time it happened. It was literally less than a month of working with Tim and I, and we got this kind of news, and we were like, holy shit. But do you know why this person is getting movement along with everybody else is getting movement? I tell you this much, it ain't because of witchcraft. It's because Tim and I got the juice, no OJ.